Alright, so let's come to the grammar points of chapter number 23. We have done text 2 in the previous video. So these are the notes, the grammar portions which we have to study. So first one says there is a sentence given to us, 你去哪了? So they are saying in China, basically this phrase is very common. It is being used among friends and the family members. They usually ask us niche nala. Like in Hindi or English, we say, where have you been? Kahan pe the? Right? So it is quite commonly used there. Niche nala. Next, coming to the adverb khanang. What is the meaning of khanang? It could be can, right? Maybe. The adverb khanang is used before or after the subject. Whenever you're reading this grammar points, just make sure you're understanding its structure of the sentence, where this word is being used. Over here, kahan pe use ho raha hai? It is used before or after the subject to express surmise. It implies a higher degree of probability than ye, shu. So I'll tell you one example of it. So its example could be 他可能学习中文. Probably he is able to study Chinese. It is used to express surmise means it is used to express something that might not be true. I mean, if even if it's true, there are not real evidence to prove it as true. मतलब कोई ऐसा evidence नहीं है उसकी सच्चाई बताने के लिए that this thing is true. So Khanang is basically used to express the probability that the following event might or might not be true. ठीक है, let us come down. Now we will study about the modal particle le. Right, we have already used le in various ways in the previous chapter. Let us see what is le expressing. The modal particle le has various functions, as I've told you. In this lesson, we discussed the use of le as an aspectual particle. Means basically the particle that is representing the past. Representing the past means it is actually telling us that the task has already been completed, showing completed action, right? We're going to compare few of the sentences with and without the usage of le. Let us see, is the difference same or are we seeing some sort of differences in the meaning of the given sentences? First sentence is 你去哪儿? Another one is used with le, 你去哪儿了? Can you identify what difference are we seeing here? See, when we are saying 你去哪儿了, we are asking about the past, where have you been? But here, 你去哪儿, it could be the sentence of past or of the future. Where are you going? Right? Or where will you go? We can also translate it as where will you go? Similarly, 我去商店. I am going to the shop. Or I will go to the shop. 我去商店了. Here it is clearly telling you that the event has already occurred. It has been completed. I went to the shop. Right? 你买什么? What did you buy? What will you buy? 你买什么了? What did you buy? Right? Here the action has been completed. 我买水果. I will buy fruits or I buy fruits. 我买水果了. I brought fruits. So here in these sentences where we are using le, the action has been completed. Right. Now we'll see what is written here. The absence of le in group 1. Where is group 1? This part. Shows that the actions have not yet happened, right? As I've told you, it can be the sentence of past or of future. But in group 2, if we talk about these sort of sentences, it shows that the actions are completed. Means these tasks have already been done. Okay, I hope the usage of le over here is clear. Let us come to its second usage. Now we're going to study about the negative form of sentences with the modal particle law. How are we going to say the sentences in the negative form? Negative form means using not, did not, do not with law. Okay, so look at it very carefully. You have text, you have the questions in your exercise related to this part. The negative form of a sentence with the modal particle law. Number one, it is constructed by putting the adverb may or may, where again the structure before the verb and omitting la. Now, whenever we are making the negative form, what are we gonna do? We will not use la. As you can see here in the negative form, la is not used. Okay, if you will say wo may or lila, that will be incorrect. While converting the sentence into negative form, we will not use la. And how will we convert it into a negative sentence? For example, here it is given Hali Lailama, has Hali come? So if I want to answer he did not come, I will say tha may lie or tha may lie. While converting a sentence into negative form, we will either use may or may, and we will omit la. La will not be used. Tha may lie or tha may lie. Okay, if you want to say yes he came, then you would say it as tha laila. In the positive sentence, you are allowed to use la, but not in the negative one. Another example is Ni khan. Ni khan tianing lama. Do you watch television? Again, if it would be positive, you would have said wa khan tianing. But here, since it is negative, they've used may or your is put into bracket to show you that you may or may not use your while speaking or while writing. It will still be the sentence of past. अगर आप your use करें ना करें, may should be there. May लिखना है may या फिर may. वो may खान. I have not watched. अब यहाँ पे भी ल use नहीं हुआ. Right? So this is the basic rule which you should keep in your mind while converting the sentences or while answering the questions given in the text or in the assignment or back exercise. Okay, let us come to the next part. Sometimes the constructions of construction, now we are getting one construction here, may or may, shama shama, na. It is used in which na is a modal particle, is used to show. Why do we use na? It is used to show that an action has not started or has not yet been completed. If you will see this formation where they're using may or may, shama shama, na, it means the action has not yet been completed, right? For example, ni fushi lama. Fushi means to revise something. So have you revised the text or not? Right? Since we are using ma at the end, तो वो yes or no question बन जाता है automatically. तो have you revised the text or not? आपने text revise करा या नहीं करा? अब ये इसमें negative बना रहे हैं and sentence की formation किससे कर रहे हैं? Using this construction मैं या शमा शमा ना. So now it would be 我还没 okay 还没 not even may 还没我还没复习呢. It is saying I've still not revised it. Still not revised it मतलब अभी तक action हुआ नहीं है ना. It has not yet been completed. So 我还没复习呢. अब यहाँ पे may आ रहा है. Negative है तो blur use नहीं होगा. Okay, just pay attention. 你去医院了吗? Have you been to hospital or not? 还没有呢. Instead of repeating the entire sentence, 我还没有去医院了. Sorry, no, le will not be used. 我还没有去医院. So they are simply using the construction 还没 and no, which is clearly indicating they've still not been to the hospital, right? This was your negative part. Let us come to the affirmative negative questions with model particle "le". Now, there is one way of making an affirmative negative question by adding "ma" at the end of the sentences. It automatically becomes a yes or no question, right? But there is another way of making such questions. What is it? We make these questions by simply putting "mayo" at the end. Here, "le" will be used. Remember, we are not answering, we are asking a question. 昨天你看电影了没有? Yesterday, you watched television or not? So while making question, yes, after "le" "mayo" can be used, but not while answering. For example, if I'm saying 我看了, yes, but what if I want to say I have not watched? 我没有看, right? While making the negative answer, "le" will be removed. Harley Lila Mayo. Has Harley come or not? Did he come or not? Then they're saying Mayo did not come. Mayo lie would also be correct. Mayo is also correct. Instead of repeating the entire thing, they have just said Mayo. Right? So Mayo at the end of the sentence cannot be shortened to May. Again, then an important rule. When you're using "mayo" at the end of the sentence, Harley Lila May, it will be incorrect. It should be "mayo" when you're using at the end of the sentence while framing affirmative negative questions. Okay, so these are the basic rules. With its help, we will be doing exercise, and I plan to do the exercise in the next video. Right? Alright, 再见 everyone.